In this video, I want to talk about how to influence other people and get what you want. Let's get to it. Hi there, welcome to the channel. I'm Dan Thomas. I make videos on how to reach the top of your career and how to grow your online business. If that's something that you're interested in, hit that subscribe button right now. Influencing, it's the kind of thing that you just want to put your head in your hands and then just sort of rub your temples for a while and then kind of woo-saa to yourself and say, oh, I just can't be asked to do this. And the thing about influencing is almost all of the work is done before the actual sales pitch happens. It's all about getting people in the right place so that when I see them and I make the pitch, it's more of a ratification of what we've already discussed rather than an out the blue ask. So you need to understand the system, the roles, the levels that you need to be able to work through, and understand who is it that you need to engage with as you move up that ladder. The best place to look for that is on your company's intranet, or maybe through relationships that you have with other people. Talk to managers, understand how the organization works, and understand what it is that you're going to need to do to be able to reach that person and get that decision made. Now what you need to do is understand the priorities of all of those people on that journey up the ladder. What are their priorities? And when I say priorities, what does success look like for them and their teams? What are they targeted to do? What are the strategies that they're currently pursuing? What does a win look like for them? Because if you're not talking in terms of what's important to them, you're never going to be able to get them to make a decision that supports yours. The next thing is establishing authority. If you want someone to trust you and work with you, they're going to need to understand that you are the authority, that you know what you're talking about, and that what you're doing can be beneficial for both parties. So talk about your previous experience, talk about the projects that you've worked on, talk about evidence or research that you've done that can help support and give further validation to whatever it is you're pitching right now. Make sure you come in well prepared and you demonstrate that you know your subject. The next thing is about scaling your ask. If you come in and you're trying to influence other people to your new project, but you want like 5 million quid and you haven't really got a lot of evidence to do it, and you're setting the bar way too high, and it's not reflective of how the organization operates, it's very unlikely that you're going to get any traction and that other people are going to get on board. Now, precedents are one of the biggest and most important things that you can do to really drive change in any size of organization, because a precedent is when you do something really super small, but you use that as a foot in the door to be able to scale up and gain momentum in phase 2. This is why people do things like pilots, because when you're launching a pilot, you get a separate set of rules and you get more opportunities, and you can ring fence certain situations so that this pilot can happen, because a full scale rollout would just be totally impossible. So whilst you might really want to make huge change right now, you have to be patient. If you want to influence, you have to do it slowly and steadily over time, make small asks and then build them up in precedence until you get something which is much bigger. Next up is creating a connection. It's so important to create a connection. You cannot influence if you don't have a connection with somebody, and face-to-face really is the way to do it. If you're meeting someone significant for the first time, you should be striving to get face-to-face with that person. Even if you have to travel, you need to be meeting that person face-to-face. You'd be amazed at just how much faster the decision making goes when people meet face-to-face in real-world situations. Be actively saying thank you, actively giving them kudos, actively showing that any piece of the work that they've contributed to has gone a long way. If for any reason you mess up, you should also be apologizing. Apologizing is the very best way to recreate trust as quickly as possible. And if you don't apologize, it can really damage relationships in the long run. And lastly, don't be afraid to make the ask. Eventually, you're going to have to ask them to help you with, support off, or sign something off. So don't be afraid to make that ask, and don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. Be brave, understand that not everyone's going to always get you, not everyone is completely clear about what they want and how they operate, and we're all just figuring this stuff out. So to summarize then, influencing is all about understanding people's motivations and drivers. It's about creating alignment and ensuring the people that you're talking to are all on the same page. It's about making realistic asks of people rather than shooting for the moon and expecting it. And it's about really understanding how can you both serve you and them together with a joint value proposition. Once you start putting all these things in place, you're going to find that people start coming on board and getting much more interested in the things that you want a lot faster. What you need to do is remain patient, understand that this process takes time, work your way through the proper channels, and always be ready and prepared for any challenges that come ahead of you. Leave a comment below with what you find easy and with what you struggle with, and I will help you out. If you haven't done it already, you've made it to the end of the video, it's time to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below and throw me a thumbs up. It goes a really long way. That's all from me today. See you in another video. Bye.